Uh, Hello, candidates. I just want to welcome you to this program. I send greetings from good times, and I want to thank God who has kept you alive in this period of lockdown. And I still encourage you to stay home, to be safe from COVID-19. Please do take in mind all the precautions that have been given to us by the Ministry of Health and by our President. I'm going to take you in SST, and I'm going to start with our spelling exercise. We said number 1, the word is nationalism, and the spelling is there. And number 2, we said the word is diaspora, and the spelling is there. Number 3, we said the word is liberate. The spelling is there. Next, we said the word is Pan-Africanism, and the correct spelling is there. Number 5, we said abroad, and the spelling is there. Number 6, we said bondage, and our correct spelling is there. Candidates say these words, we are going to meet them in our topic today. Like I have said, the word pan means all. When you go in our dictionaries and look, the word pan means all. In relation to our topic that we are going to handle today, the word diaspora means from abroad, or a foreign country, abroad, away from your country. Then liberate. The word liberate means to set free. To set free is to liberate. Then abroad means from outside country. Outside the country can also mean a foreign country. Then the word bondage means being enslaved. Hopefully you have taken into consideration those words that we are going to meet in our topic. And our topic is nationalism and the road to independence. Nationalism and the road to independence. So candidates, you are well aware that in your last topic, the foreign influence in Africa, you handled slavery and enslavement and the colonial rule in Africa. Briefly, you looked at how slaves suffered on their way to Europe, America, and Asia, and while they were in those continents, how they suffered, the way they were tortured, the way they were overworked, the way they were treated in a very inhumane manner. And in another topic, you looked at colonialism in Africa, and you looked at how the foreigners mistreated Africa while on this continent. The way they mistreated Africans while in Africa, they enslaved Africans on their own land. And therefore, in this topic, we are going to look at how Africans mobilized themselves to fight those sufferings they went through during slave trade and during colonial rule. Now, What is nationalism? Nationalism, we can simply say, is one's love for his or her country. Your love towards your country is nationalism. So, if you love your country, you want it to see that it develops socially, politically, and economically, then you are moving towards nationalism. You have strong desires towards your country. So if you're a kind of person that looks at the political development, the economic development, the social development of your country, then you have love for your country. Now, if you are such a person, then you are called a nationalist. And this way we can say a nationalist is a person who has strong love towards his or her country. So if you're Ugandan, you're from South Sudan, you're South Sudanese, you're Rwandan, and you have strong love for your country, for its social, political, and economic development, then you are a nationalist. Candace, you can also say nationality. What does it mean to us? In P5, you are looking at how one can become a Ugandan, and looked at different ways. Nationality is a state of having legal rights to belong to a particular nation. So if you become a Ugandan, say by birth, by marriage, by registration, and other ways, then you obtained legal rights to belong to Uganda. And therefore, your nationality is Ugandan. So you have all the rights to enjoy what a Ugandan is supposed to enjoy. Hope you have got that term properly. Having legal rights to belong to a particular country. Pan-Africanism, like you looked at it, was a movement which was started by the blacks in diaspora. Remember, we used the word diaspora. We meant people who had gone out of Africa, who went like as slaves in Europe, Asia, and America. And they started a movement to liberate the blacks in the whole world who were enslaved, who were under bondage. Therefore, a movement, in this way, what we mean a movement is an organization. And therefore, we can ably say Pan-Africanism was a movement or organization which was set by the blacks in diaspora to fight for the freedom of all Africans. Let me first stop there. Of all Africans, meaning Africans who are on the continent of Africa, Africans who are in Europe, Asia, and America. Diaspora means from out. So people who were in those continents fought for freedom, not only for those who are out of Africa, but even those who are in Africa. And also, this organization looked at the independence of all African states. Like we said in the beginning, that during colonial rule, Africans had lost independence. Therefore, this organization also wanted to see that all African countries get political freedom. Now, who is a Pan-Africanist? After saying that Pan-Africanism was an act, therefore a Pan-Africanist is a person who believed in the ideas of the movement, and these ideas encouraged the unity of Africans in the whole world, the ideas of independence, meaning being free from political influence by the foreigners, the idea also of free from political, social, and economic oppression, being suppressed, not allowed to do your own, rather to enjoy your own rights. You are being oppressed. So the ideas of Pan-Africanism looked at unity of all Africans, the whole world, independence, being free from external influence, and looked at freedoms in terms of politics, social, and economic oppression. Therefore, this organization looked at human liberation from poverty, diseases, illiteracy, and organization. Therefore, Candace, we can now say a Pan-Africanist refers to a person who fights for the unity of all Africans and independence of all African countries. As we proceed, we shall look at other terms like neocolonialism, but at the moment, let's move on. We shall look at them later, and I want to give you research work as follows. With the help of a resource person, like a parent, a brother, a sister, a relative at home. At home, don't go to other homes. Use your textbooks, request for the internet from your parent at home, and write for me, Pan-Africanists, prominent Pan-Africanists. I want to thank you, and I wish you well. Let us meet next time.